Now, I've been writing for a few months now on all these immigration policies and checking people's cell phones and social media posts when they're entering the country, whether Americans, lawyers, and tourists, was going to affect the bottom line for the U.S. economy with tourism dollars. I mentioned specifically Naples, Florida, where there's a large influx of Canadians that come in during the late winter and spring. And of course, they're already writing out in Naples. I think it's the Naples Daily News that said exactly that. I mentioned South Florida, specifically Doral, where Trump has his golf course, Trump Doral, and the large population of Venezuelans that live there who voted for Trump and have lost their TPS status, something like more than 500,000 of them. And now, of course, those businesses are feeling the pinch. But here's a couple more stats I came across today. Foreign travel's down 10%. I blogged about that. I even posted that Las Vegas, the major resorts, are now laying off employees because there's less tourism coming into town. Oxford Economics says 8.5 billion loss in foreign travel, but here's an interesting number. The Trump tariffs could cost 90 billion in losses from international tourism boycotts of the U.S. That's already 100 billion out the door. Bookings for LGBTQ travel, friendly places, down 66% among Canadian users and 32% among Europeans. Now, that right there is a problem. You know, growing up in Miami, lived in Miami almost my whole life. I was always traveling down to Key West, riding my motorcycle down there, spending the weekend. There is a huge part of tourism there is LGBTQ friendly. They are going to feel the pinch, just like South Beach is in Miami. So this is just tourism revenue loss and thrown out the door, and it's going to affect everybody. Finally, here's an interesting one. Blue state reservations have increased 22%, and red state reservations have declined 9%. This goes with what I've been talking about, the red rule recession, where red states are going to get hit the hardest by Trump's policies. A little bit of irony there, but it's kind of the FAFO, you know what that means. Finally, travel is up worldwide, except the U.S. So think about the snowball effect, whether it's people who live out in South Beach or in Key West. When they have less money coming in, there's less money being spent, less money circulating. That's why the other day I posted a video saying my bird pond is the economy. If the water's not circulating, you're going to have a problem. So the best I can tell you is continue to inform yourself so you can be ready for this recession if it comes at the end of this year or early next.